Hello, I'm Ed from Brinly-Hardy Company, and today we're going to talk about our ground engaging equipment, specifically our cultivator, our Disc Harrow, our box scraper blade, and of course our moldboard plow. So the first thing you're going to have to do is determine how you're going to attach the ground implements to your vehicle. For example, this sleeve hitch allows you to attach the ground engaging equipment to your riding mower. This single point lift system allows you to attach the ground engaging equipment to a UTV or ATV. This allows you to raise and lower the ground engaging equipment at the end of each row or furrow so you can turn the vehicle around. If you're going to use a sleeve hitch system with your garden tractor, you're going to have to go to the manufacturer of your tractor and check and see if they have a sleeve hitch available for that model. Or if you have a vehicle with a 2-inch receiver, you can purchase our Brinly single point lift system online or go to Brinly.com and check it out. So you'll need to use either a sleeve hitch or a single point lift system to transform your vehicle, whether it be a UTV, an ATV, or a lawn tractor or garden tractor, into a cultivator or a plow. The other key element to utilizing the ground engaging equipment is the condition of the soil. It's important that the soil has the right conditions, because if it's too wet, the vehicle that you're using to pull the implement through the ground is going to lose traction and it's not going to function correctly. On the other hand, if it's too dry, the implement's not going to be able to penetrate the ground and possibly bounce across the top of the ground, or even cause damage to the machine or the implement itself. The way that you check for the soil conditions to be correct is to dig a hole about 2 inches in diameter, take some of the soil and ball it up, and if it stays in a ball, it is the right soil conditions. If it's too dry and crumbles apart, that means the soil's too dry. If it's too wet, it will make a ball of mud and not a ball of soil, and that's going to make it a challenge to utilize the equipment. Brinly-Hardy Company's been making plows for almost 200 years. Down here we have the Iris plow, which is from the early 1900s, and behind it here you can see Mr. Brinly, one of Mr. Brinly's original plows from the early 1800s. In front of me is one of the plows that we make today. The advantages of Mr. Brinly's steel moldboard plow is, unlike the wooden moldboard plows of the day, the soils of the Midwest and the South are mostly clay, and therefore the clay tended to stick to the wooden moldboard. With the steel moldboard, as opposed to the wood moldboard, the soil peels right off because it does not stick to it. That was advantageous because the farmer could continue to go forward without having to worry about the moldboard and the clay sticking to it, causing him to slow down and knock the soil off of the wooden moldboard. Today, 180 years later, we still offer a steel moldboard plow. If you're starting a garden on your property, the Brinly steel moldboard plow is the plow for you. Another historic piece for Brinly-Hardy is the cultivator. The model here in front of me is called the Rufus. It's from the early 1900s. These two units were manufactured over 100 years apart, but essentially they do the same thing. They aerate the soil and break up the soil in between newly planted rows. It's important to do this because it encourages plant growth and discourages weeds from taking root. The cultivator that we manufacture today is adjustable from 18 to 40 inches, so you can set it for your specific conditions of your garden. Another ground engaging piece of equipment that we offer here at Brinly is the Disc Harrow, as you can see here. This Disc Harrow is used to break up soil that's been recently plowed. It will break down the soil into smaller pieces and therefore allow it to be planted much more easily. It's also very adjustable. You can see here with these bolts and these slots, you can move the discs further in or further out depending on your specific situation. The angle of the discs can be adjusted to make sure that you can set it for your specific conditions that you'd like to use the Disc Harrow on. In addition, you can attach a second Disc Harrow to the back of this one to break the soil down even further. The final piece of equipment that we offer in our ground engaging product line is this box scraper blade combo. You can utilize this with a sleeve hitch or our single point lift system, and you can either tow it behind to level the ground or rotate the blade and actually use it to push the soil behind you or gravel on a driveway. If you're leveling the soil, you want to utilize this unit as a box scraper. If you're trying to distribute the soil to the side, you want to take the sides of the box scraper off in a scarifier bar, and it will allow you to rotate the blade and move the material to the side. The same can be done with crushed stone on a driveway, where if you want to level the driveway and fill in some low spots, you can use it as a box scraper. But if you're trying to distribute those stones to the side to move them left and right of the driveway, you could take the sides off of the box scraper and utilize it as a rear blade with it angled at 30 degrees. Using our Brinly ground engaging equipment with your garden tractor or UTV or ATV puts the power of the plow in your hands. You don't need an ox anymore. You can attach these to your vehicle with a sleeve hitch or the single point lift system and start a garden of your own. If you have any questions about our ground engaging equipment, sleeve hitches, single point lift systems, or any of our other Brinly products, please call our customer service department at the number listed below. Thank you.